Horror Fanatic here, and I want to talk about a book, and specifically this book, Odd Thomas by Dean Koontz. The whole reason I chose to read this book was the fact that I reviewed the movie over at my blog. And I'm a big fan of adaptations, and often when I see a film and I haven't read the book yet, I make it a priority to read the book. Unfortunately, this inevitably leads to people asking me, which is better, the book or the movie, when I have a hard time comparing the two as they're two different mediums with two different very sets of limitations. That said, in this time around, I'm gonna say I like the movie better in some ways, but the book in others. Synopsis: Odd Thomas, a 22-year-old fry cook who can see the dead and other things otherworldly. Also occasionally has prophetic dreams, but it follows him trying to thwart a mass act of violence and terror before it does, via following around a culprit who is being trailed by Bodocs, which are otherworldly creatures that feed on misery. And yeah, has to thwart him. Like, it doesn't seem that complicated. There's some really nice twists in here, but I'm going to compare movie and book now. I liked the characters of Odd and his girlfriend Stormy Luann much better in the movie. There, the actors clicked, and for me, and they felt very natural and fluid. While in the book, it doesn't have that same fluidity and feels drawn out, but it doesn't feel authentic to me. And that was a sharp downturn for the book, and that's basically its only downturn. Though I do have to say I'm very glad that I watched the movie first, because I can only picture the police chief as William Dafoe, and that man is like a gift from God. He is amazing in everything he does. Anywho, specifically sticking to the book, I really loved a lot of the side characters and superfluous things that happen that were missing from the movie. I'm very sad that the movie cut out most of Little Ozzy. While he does make an appearance in the film, in the book he's a much more prevalent character, and he's a character that's much deeper and sympathetic than in the movie, who's just kind of there passingly. And the other one is Elvis's ghost was real awesome, and I loved every page with that character on it. I like that he was trapped and unable to be helped, and he isn't the king we know. He's more moody, and he can change outfits from things he's been in, while other ghosts seem to be stuck in whatever they died in. And just every page with the king as a ghost is just amazing. Another character that was heavily altered for the film that was way better in the book is undoubtedly Odd's mother. In the movie, she's just regular crazy. Well, psychic and gets locked up for being crazy, but in here she's literally unable to function in most situations due to anxiety over having to do stuff. Obligations upset her. But that character felt very cruel in the book, and while at the same time didn't feel distant, and came off actually as one of the more believable characters in the novel for me. I also like that Odd Thomas isn't as isolated as he felt in the film, and I like that his relationship with the police chief and Little Ozzy and Terry and his landlady. Well, the landlady, there's another great character I would have loved to see more heavily in the film, though I understand having to remove her for time constraints. The same with the majority of Little Ozzy stuff. But regardless, solid reasons to, if you liked the movie, to pick up the book. I'm also really glad that I read this novel because now I can say I've read Dean Koontz, who, is an author that I've been very aware of, but just never seemed to have the time to squeeze into my reading schedule. So I'm glad I'm going to take some time now to read some Dean Koontz books. With the next one being Forever Odd by Dean Koontz, the follow-up to Odd Thomas, out of its 6 follow-up novels. So I don't know how far down the rabbit hole I'm going to go with the Odd Thomas series on One Man Book Club, though I do intend to see it to its bitter conclusion nonetheless.